for the holidays.
It's good to be back.
Good to see you, old buddy.
It's fun doing this. I love this.
We bet. Merry Christmas. You all set for the holidays?
No.
Me neither.
Shopping to
That's
do.
half the fun, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
Panicky shopping.
The panic. Yeah, the rushing around.
Too late to order thing online anymore.
It is, but the weather just looks beautiful.
I know.
Man.
I'm going to go get a tan later today.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Right?
What's it looking like?
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Mostly cloudy today with a high right around 40 degrees. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low right around 27 and partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 36. No mention of any rain or snow or anything until possibly Saturday night. So
Saturday night now? Yeah. Sunday, Monday they're talking about
but
maybe
even
some
just,
stuff.
a snow, possibly rain, possibly who knows.
Possibly nothing, too.
Right.
So we'll just keep an eye on things together right there at the website at 1079thefox.com. And on the 21st day of December, welcome to it. Merry Christmas. Guys, it's the 21st day of December.
I can't believe it.
It still feels like Thanksgiving outside,
I know, it
right?
does.
Well, here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. A teen will serve no time for his role in a crash that killed a Fargo man. Cash Cutler, at 19, pled guilty to aggravated reckless driving. He's sentenced to 1 year probation. He admitted to falling asleep at the wheel back in August 2022. He crossed the center line on Highway 13 west of Wapaton, hitting and killing a man. Minnesota's program to provide free school breakfasts and lunches to all students regardless of income is costing the state a little more than they expected. Well, because of the jump in demand, last spring, advocates said the free meals would ease stresses on parents, of course, but thousands of school children who didn't previously qualify have been getting the free meals since Minnesota this fall became the country's fourth state to offer universal free school meals. The number has grown to at least 8 since then, so that's good news.
Yeah.
Hard to learn on an empty stomach, regardless if you're rich or poor.
Exactly.
Yep. A man is in Cass County Jail and facing several charges related to drug possession, fleeing, and trying to disarm a cop. Bronson Moen is charged with fleeing a police officer, criminal trespass, attempting to commit simple assault, disarming or attempting to disarm a law officer, possession of methamphetamine, and leaving the scene of an accident. Police responded to the area of West Acres back on December 15th for the report of an impaired driver. They tried to pull him over. He sped away. He hit another vehicle at the intersection of 17th Avenue and 38th Street, according to court records. He then ran from that crash, entered a nearby apartment building, went into somebody's apartment. He was arrested in the mail room of the apartment building. They said they found meth in his front pocket, searched his vehicle, where they found needles and tinfoil with burnt drug residue.
Wow.
What a mess.
Yeah.
The U.S. and Venezuela have agreed to a prisoner swap into which 10 Americans held in Venezuela will be returned to the U.S. and one associate of Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro will return to Venezuela. They should write a movie about this.
Yeah.
Because this is, it gets better. So the Maduro associate was being held on international charges of money laundering and bribery committed for the benefit of Venezuelan government officials. One of the people being returned is fugitive billionaire Leonard Glenn Francis. He's known as Fat Leonard. It's like right out of a movie. He fled the U.S. last year after admitting to bribing dozens of U.S. Navy officers to gain military contracts for his business.
Wow.
Fat Leonard.
That's hilarious. I thought that was a character from the Big Bang Theory or something.
Right. After he's gone to seed.
Yep.
Minnesota's finally replaced its state flag. Did you see the flag?
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate it too. It
Yes.
looks like some kind of, and I didn't realize that the Somali flag looked like that.
Right.
It just looked like another country's flag. It didn't look like a state flag.
No, it doesn't at
We're
all.
kind of used to seeing the state seal on there at least, you know.
I thought like they put a loon on there or something.
Something like that, yeah. The new flag depicts the Star of the North, the state symbol, on a blue background meant to evoke the Mississippi River. So, and yeah, is everybody happy? No. Some say it doesn't represent Minnesota at all.
Yeah.
And it's very strange. Yeah, it looks like a country's flag.
Right.
It's very weird. A gal in Taiwan who replaced her water with bubble tea. Have you ever had bubble tea?
I've never had bubble tea.
Neither have I. Well, she has over 300 kidney stones removed.
Oh, those hurt.
Apparently consumed excessive amounts of bubble tea, also known as boba or pearl milk tea. She's only 20 years old, too. She was admitted to a hospital after experiencing back pain. I can imagine. 300 kidney stones they found were successfully extracted. Usually you don't see that. They say, well, the excessive consumption of bubble tea might have something to do with it. Also, she never drank water.
I had 2 kidney stones at one time, and those hurt.
Knock on wood, I've never had one.
Oh,
I don't want one,
they
but
are terrible.
I'm sure. My time working in the medical field,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people sweating through that stuff. Yeah,
Not fun.
And happy birthday to the baby elephant born at Walt Disney World, named Adorable, 218 pounds.
That's awesome.
218 born. That's my goal weight, man. Way to go, baby elephant. That's your news for right now. We got sports coming up next.
I get to coach football at the university here, North Dakota State. Every day I'm going to wake up with that attitude. I get to coach in Fargo, North Dakota. I think that's a hell of a deal.
You bet. The Tim Polsek era has begun at North Dakota State here. So the former Bison assistant returned to Fargo to become the 32nd head coach in the story's history of the FCS Power, taking over from Matt Entz as he leaves to take an assistant role at USC. Polsek spent 2 previous stints with North Dakota State as an assistant, first from 2006 through 12, and then returning from 14 through 16. So he's no stranger to the system at all. Big part of it, as a matter of fact. Yeah. After 9 days idle, the North Dakota State women's basketball team grinded out a 67-57 win over Central Michigan last night at Shields Center. With the win, the Bison improved to 5-6 on the season, including 4-0 at the Shields Center. Pretty darn good, you bet. Way to go, gals. North Dakota State has 3 players selected to the AFCA FCS All-America team announced yesterday by the American Football Coaches Association. Long snapper Hunter Brozio, left tackle Jalen Sundell, and safety Cole Wisniewski were all named to the first team. NDSU was the only school with 3 first-team selections. North Dakota State went 11-4 overall and advanced to the semifinals of the NCAA Division I championship for the 12th time in 13 seasons. Way to go, gang.
Yes.
The 2024 early signing class for NDSU football includes 7 players from North Dakota, 6 from Minnesota, 2 from South Dakota, 1 each from Nebraska, Colorado, Texas, Indiana, and Virginia. So overall, 20 letters of intent have been signed to NDSU football. On offense, the Bison added 3 offensive linemen, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 fullback, 1 running back, 1 long snapper, 2 turtle doves.
And a partridge and a pear tree.
You got it, brother. Houston, Texas quarterback C.J. Stroud is expected to miss his Sunday's game against the Browns. It's going to be the second game Stroud's missed since he had that concussion during the Texas loss to the New York Jets there last week. The New York Mets, looking at Major League Baseball, have brought in starting pitcher Adrian Hauser and outfielder Tyrone Taylor from the Brew Crew. Ooh. Minor league pitcher Coleman Crowe will join the Brewers, so I'd see a little activity there. And, well, Joel Embiid got a standing O from the 76ers fans who were chanting MVP during yesterday's game against the Timberwolves. Philly won with a final score 127-113. Embiid scored 51 of those points. It was the 7th game in which he scored 50 or more points. And that is your sports for now.
And take a look at that Fox forecast for the rest of today. We should see a mostly cloudy sky with a high right around 39. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low of 27. Partly sunny for your Friday with a high of 36. As we look into the weekend, Saturday mostly sunny, 45 for the high.
Oh, man, bring it.
Yeah, I love it.
Coming up, we've, Farley's hanging around too. He's going to pop in and hang out. We got a better excuse for you. This is for New Year's. If you need excuses, we've got them for you. They're coming up next on The Fox.
Now, here's The Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9 The Fox.
Farley's in the house. Dude, thanks for hanging out with me.
You bet.
Company, it gets lonely around here.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's all right. Glad to help out.
What are you doing for the Christmas?
Christmas, hanging out at home, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Then the 26th, the boys and I are headed to my brother's. My whole family will be meeting up there. So.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Good. What,
should be a good time.
Sticking around till New Year's, or?
At my brother's?
Yeah.
No, just
for a couple days.
Just one night.
That's about all you can take.
Yep. Yeah. Get the hell out of there.
If you're looking for an excuse to ditch your New Year's resolution, apparently I'm broke is better than I'm busy.
God, I use that one all year. All
busy
year.
or broke?
Broke.
Sorry,
yeah, I'm broke. I can't do it.
Plus, it's true most times, right? When people blame circumstances outside of their control, others retain more respect for them. So, ain't got no money, right?
Yeah.
So the study asked participants to rank various excuses and found that when someone claims not to have the time, they were suspected of having less control. However, when someone blamed finances, they weren't judged so harsh.
Well, especially now, right? I mean, everything is triple the price of what it was a few years ago. So, yeah, we're all strapped.
So, I mean, everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say something like, I don't have time, it seems like, you're low on the totem pole for importance,
Listen, I'm stealing coffee and TP out of this office building a couple times a week. That's what happens.
That's right. We know it's going to be a good party because there's going to be plenty of toilet paper and plenty of coffee.
Right? That's it.
It all comes down to this.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas?
It's Christmas.
Santa's making a list and checking it twice.
Give toys to everyone, whether they're naughty or nice. Christmas!
Sees you when you're sleeping.
And he knows when you're awake. Watching to see if I'm naughty, are you?
Have you been naughty or nice this year?
In my personal opinion, very nice.
I've been naughty.
It's showtime!
Wow. Good time to do it then.
Yeah,
time
have you
the
been
holidays.
naughty or nice, Dave?
Depends on
who you talk to.
Yes. Absolutely. How about you?
Oh, I've been very naughty.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Just haven't gotten caught.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting great gifts from my wife. Yeah.
Welcome to it. 21st day in December. Boy, it's a dandy out there, too. It looks good for the weather, man.
It does. Mostly cloudy today. 39 for the high. I'm going to say 40 just because it sounds
go
better.
for it, yeah.
Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, dropping to the low 27, and partly sunny tomorrow with a high of 36. We're sitting at 35 right now in Fargo.
Here we are, Thursday, cusp of the weekend, 21st day in December. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Well, a teen will serve no jail time for his role in a crash that killed a man from Fargo. One Cash Cutler, he's 19. He pled guilty to aggravated reckless driving. He was sentenced to a year probation. He admitted to falling asleep at the wheel back in August of 22. He crossed the center line on Highway 13 west of Wahpeton, hitting and killing a person. Minnesota's program to provide free school breakfasts and lunches to all students, regardless of income, is, costing the state a little more than they expected, but that's because of the jump in demand. Last spring, advocates said the free meals would ease stresses on parents. Of course, that's true, but thousands of school children who didn't previously qualify have been getting the free meals since Minnesota this fall became the country's fourth state to offer universal free school meals. The number has since grown to at least 8 states. So that's great news that it's doubled, feeding our kids. And Minnesota's finally replaced its state flag with a stupid one.
Which country is that?
That's what it looks like. It looks like some country's flag. It doesn't look like a state flag at all. The new flag depicts the Star of the North, the state symbol, on a blue-black background meant to evoke the Mississippi River. So is everybody happy? Oh, hell no. No. Jack Daniels is back on the boat to Europe.
Oh, really?
The U.S. and the European Union have agreed to extend a suspension of European tariffs on American whiskey. The agreement averts a 50% tax on the liquor that would have kicked in the first of the year. Ooh. 4 and 10 are planning to downsize their festive celebrations this year by making do with decorations from Christmas past and setting limits when it comes to seasonal spending. 2,000 adults were asked who celebrate Yuletide, found that 51% are cutting their budgets this year, but don't want to compromise on too much. To do so, 16% of parents are not getting gifts for each other so they can spend more on the kids. And 24% are putting a stop to buying presents for people outside of their immediate family.
Oh, okay.
Enough of that crap.
Right.
And here it is, Corioactis geester. Well, that's an exceedingly rare fungus only found in 2 U.S. states and Japan. Well, it's recently reemerged in Texas. Inks Lake State Park, Texas Parks and Wildlife announced on Tuesday. Well, the reason I bring it up, it's known as the Texas star mushroom, and the fungus can expand to release a cloud of harmless spores, and it makes this loud hissing noise. So they call it the ultra-rare hissing mushroom returning to Texas.
Oh, no.
So now I can stop blaming barking spiders and stepping on ducks and stuff like that. It must have been a hissing mushroom. They've come to North Dakota. Oh, hide the children. That's your news for right now. We got your sports coming up next.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9 The Fox.
Farley's in the house. Merry Christmas, pal. Thanks for keeping me company.
You bet. Merry Christmas to you.
We were just talking earlier in the show about Christmas movies, and we've found the stupidest list of all time, and it was terrible. Elf. Are you a fan of that movie?
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's a classic, too. It's fixing to celebrate its 20th anniversary this year, dude.
Hey,
you believe that? It's 20 years old. And where's the time gone? That doesn't at all seem like 20 years.
It just makes you seem so old.
Well, Elf turns 20, and you know you're going to watch it because it's that much of a holiday classic. So here's some fun facts maybe you didn't know. You know, Will Ferrell wasn't the first choice to play Buddy. It was written for Jim Carrey. I think it would have been too much. I think he would have been too old for one thing.
I like
20 years ago.
I like Jim Carrey, and obviously he was great as the Grinch, but I don't think anybody other than Will Ferrell could have done better.
I agree. I mean, I tried to think of Dumb and Dumber as Elf, and it just wouldn't. I don't think it seemed like Dumber Dumber Elf.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
That's what it would have seemed like. And it was supposed to be. It was originally written as a darker character, but Jon Favreau, the director, said, "No, I'm not doing it till it's more family friendly." The 12-second belch. You ever see the cartoon Pinky and the Brain?
Yeah.
The actor that does the brain is the one that performed the 12-second belch.
That's real?
That's a real belch.
Jeez.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh, my God. That's a talent there.
I agree. I did not know that. I also didn't know that the cotton balls that Buddy eat in the doctor's office are actually undyed cotton candy.
Oh, sweet.
I did hear this, that Will Ferrell actually ate all that sugar, including the maple syrup coated spaghetti and the Pop-Tart.
God, just gut rot for days. Could you imagine?
I think you can get that at Denny's. I think you can during the Christmas
holidays. God, really?
No, not really.
You probably could.
That would be awesome.
They'd sell the hell out of it, I'm sure.
They should do the ass buster or something. I don't know what they'd call it.
The holiday ass buster.
The holiday dump.
You're listening to The Fox Morning Show.
Coming up next, Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. And now it's time for Dave's Deep Thought with your radio pal, Dave Jacobs.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Beer comes from hops. Hops are plants. Beer is liquid salad.
Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9, The Fox. Now here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
Farley's in the house, dude. Thanks for hanging out with me.
You bet.
Company, it gets lonely around here.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's all right. Glad to help out.
What are you doing for the Christmas?
Christmas, hanging out at home, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Then the 26th, the boys and I are headed to my brother's. My whole family will be meeting up there. So.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Good. What,
be a good
stick around till New Year's, or?
At my brother's?
Yeah.
No, just
for a couple days.
Just one night.
That's about all you can take.
Yep. Yeah. Get the hell out of there.
If you're looking for an excuse to ditch your New Year's resolution, apparently I'm broke is better than I'm busy.
God, I use that one all year.
Busy
year.
or broke?
Broke. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm broke.
Totally
I can't do it.
Plus, it's true most times, right? When people blame circumstances outside of their control, others retain more respect for them. So. Ain't got no money, right?
Yeah.
So the study asked participants to rank various excuses and found that when someone claims not to have the time, they were suspected of having less control. However, when someone blamed finances, they weren't judged so harsh.
Well, especially now, right? I mean, everything is triple the price of what it was a few years ago. So, yeah. We're all strapped.
So, I mean, everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say something like, I don't have time, it seems like, you're low on the totem pole for importance,
Listen, I'm stealing coffee and TP out of this office building a couple times a week. That's what happens.
That's right. We know it's going to be a good party because there's going to be plenty of toilet paper and plenty of coffee.
Right? That's it.
Yeah. Dude, you ever gone on a big vacation with the boys like Disneyland?
A couple years ago we did, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you go to Disneyland or World?
Disney World.
How'd that go?
It was great. It was fun.
Yeah.
Boy, they'd nickel and dime you, though, I tell you.
Boy, that's exactly what I heard. It's not cheap. How long were you there?
We only did one day at Disney, and then we did like a charter fishing thing. So we did a whole bunch of other fun things.
All right.
And honestly, Disney was the least exciting of the things that we did.
Was it just too busy? Was that what it was?
Not even. I don't know.
Okay. It's overwhelming.
It's so damn expensive, and it's just so ridiculous that it kind of takes the fun out of it.
Well, there's a family that had a Disney vacation the grandparents purchased $10,000 in gift cards for the Disney vacation.
Oh, enough for 2 people to go.
Pretty much. Well, instead of the theme park gift cards for their long-awaited trip, they had bought $10,000 in gift cards to Disney Plus.
No. We'll be streaming forever.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Well, the TikTok apparently went viral, outpouring of suggestions to remedy the situation. It was less than 24 hours. Disney reached out to the family.
I was going to say.
They did. They converted the streaming gift cards into park gift cards. The family's now relieved. Grandpa undid the noose that he was about to hang himself.
Right?
Yeah.
God.
And they're looking forward to the trip. Can you imagine?
That's hilarious.
Everybody gets a Disney Plus card.
Yeah. I suppose you just see Disney and you go for it.
Well, plus we're old and stupid.
Yeah, you bet.
Don't know to read.
Well, good for Disney, though, for reaching out and making that right.
They didn't have to, but they did. That's right. Yeah. Well, that's one of the few things, the magic of social media, right?
I'm sure they charge them some sort of conversion fee or something.
Right. Yeah. So they got a half day.
They got the mouse fee.
Now, here's today's headlines with the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9, The Fox.
It all comes down to this.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas? It's Christmas.
Santa's making a list and checking it twice.
Give toys to everyone, whether they're naughty or nice. Christmas!
Sees you when you're sleeping.
And he knows when you're awake. Watching to see if I'm naughty, are you?
Have you been naughty or nice this year?
In my personal opinion, very nice.
I've been naughty.
It's showtime!
Hey, welcome to it. Cusp of the weekend, Thursday, 21st day of December already.
Wow.
Christmas is
This
Monday.
weekend. Monday, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Christmas Eve is Sunday.
I know. I'm so excited.
And it's Thanksgiving outside right now. The weather looks great, though.
It does,
Yeah,
yeah.
we might have a little bit coming in on Sunday, Monday, but for today, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be mostly cloudy today with a high right around 39. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 27 for the overnight low. And Friday, partly sunny with a high right around 36. We won't see any precip until Saturday night, and that's just maybe a rain-snow mix.
Right. We'll keep an eye on things together right there at the website at 1079thefox.com. Welcome to it. Thursday, 21st day. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Well, a teen will serve no jail time for his role in a crash that killed a Fargo man. One Cash Cutler, 19, pled guilty to aggravated reckless driving and was sentenced to 1 year probation. He admitted to falling asleep at the wheel in August 2022. Documents say Cutler crossed the center line on Highway 13 just west of Wahpeton, hitting and killing Washington Wincoy. Minnesota's program to provide free school breakfasts and lunches to all students regardless of income is, well, costing the state a little more than they expected because of the jump in demand. Last spring, advocates said the free meals would ease stresses on parents and help reduce childhood poverty while lifting the stigma on kids who rely on them. Thousands of school kids who didn't previously qualify have been getting the free meals since Minnesota this fall became the country's fourth state to offer universal free school meals. The number has grown to at least 8 now. That's good news. Well, due to the FTC what calls reckless use of facial recognition technology in hundreds of stores from 2012 to 2020, Rite Aid, the drugstore chain, is now prohibited from using it for 5 years.
Oh.
The FTC says the retailer didn't alert customers that the tech was being used, then captured images of all customers, created a database of anyone believed to be shoplifting or otherwise acting suspiciously. For some customers, their name and birth dates were included in the database.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Right?
Grubhub has announced the most popular food trends of the year based on what Americans have ordered in 2023. So there's several food fads, including people's clear love for chicken wings.
Ooh.
Chicken wings are the bomb. That's
I love
why.
them.
Yeah. And when it comes to chicken wing flavor, Buffalo chicken wings reign supreme, says the news report, which analyzed millions of Grubhub orders. It's no surprise, they say, that Buffalo came in first as the most ordered wing flavor, given diners' love for spice this year.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite wing flavor?
It's got to be Buffalo.
Buffalo's up there, too. The Asian zing, if I'm going to B-dubs or something, something spicy, for sure.
Absolutely.
Minnesota has finally replaced the state flag, which many saw as racist because it depicted a Native American on horseback riding away from a white settler with a rifle. The new flag depicts the Star of the North, the state symbol, on a blue background meant to evoke the Mississippi River. So is everybody happy? No, some insist it doesn't represent Minnesota at all and was deliberately designed to look like the flag is Somali. Even though it does look like another country's flag, I don't know if I'd pick out Somali. I haven't seen a Somali flag.
Me neither, actually.
But it does look not like a state flag at all. I think it sucks. 5 gray wolves have been released on public land in the western part of Colorado. The state's voters approved a ballot measure in 2020 to reintroduce the species, which had been wiped out by the 1940s. The state plans to compensate ranchers for any domesticated animals that fall prey to the wolves. And Jack Daniels is back on the boat to Europe. The U.S. and the European Union have agreed to extend a suspension of European tariffs on the American whiskey. The agreement averts a 50% tax on the liquor that would have kicked in on the first of the year. Europe slapped the tariff on our whiskey products in retaliation for a Trump-era tariff on imported steel and aluminum. And finally, an Oklahoma man has been exonerated of a 1974 murder after serving the longest wrongful sentence in United States history.
Oh.
How about that? Since 1974.
That's crazy.
Wrongfully accused, he's been in there. First thing on the docket, the guy says he wants to watch Shawshank Redemption on one of those fancy flat screen TVs. There's your news for right now. We got your sports coming up next.
So much more confident sitting here today, getting this opportunity than I would have been back in 2018. I get to coach football at the university here, North Dakota State. Every day I'm going to wake up with that attitude. I get to coach in Fargo, North Dakota. I think that's a hell of a deal.
That's our new coach, Tim Polasek. The era has begun in North Dakota State. He threw his hat in the ring for the head coaching job at NDSU. It went to Entz at the time, a step in his journey that he reflected on just now, as you heard, during his introductory press conference. So the former Bison assistant returns to Fargo to become the 32nd head coach in the storied history of the SCS Power, taking over from Matt Entz as he leaves to take an assistant role at USC. Best of luck to both our coaches.
Yes.
Hope you have all the success you deserve. After 9 days idle, the NDSU women's basketball team grinded out a 67-57 victory over Central Michigan last night at Shield Center. With the win, the Bison improved to 5-6 on the season, including a 4-0 mark at the Shield Center. NDSU has 3 players selected. All-American team was announced yesterday by the American Football Coaches Association. So congrats to long snapper Hunter Brozio, left tackle Jalen Sundell, and safety Cole Wisniewski, all named to the first team. NDSU was the only school with 3 first-team selections.
Way to go, Bison.
Way to go, Bison. And the NDSU football signs 20 letters of intent.
Wow.
That includes 7 players from North Dakota, 6 from Minnesota, 2 from South Dakota, 1 each from Nebraska, Colorado, Texas, Indiana, Virginia. You know, you wonder and you worry about that because it's a transitional year with you got a new coach coming in.
Sure.
But on offense, the Bison had 3 offensive linemen, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 fullback, 1 running back, 1 long snapper, and how many dancing women?
I don't know.
I forget the song. Houston, Texas quarterback C.J. Stroud is expected to miss his Sunday's game against the Browns. It'll be the second game Stroud missed since he suffered that concussion during the Texans' 30-6 loss to the New York Jets, which I'm sure he doesn't remember.
No.
Joel Embiid got a standing O from Philly 76ers fans who were chanting MVP during yesterday's game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Philly won with the final score 127-113. Embiid scored 51 of those points. It was his 7th game in which he scored 50 or more points. Minnesota got 27 from Anthony Edwards, 23 from Karl Anthony Towns, and 21 points from Jaden McDaniel. The Wolves came in last night as winners of 9 of its last 10 games and still hold the league's best record.
Right on.
Switching over to the ice, Caps over the Islanders in overtime 3-2, and the Jets over the Red Wings 5-2, and that's your sports for right now.
And take a look at that Fox forecast for the rest of today. A few clouds and 39. Mostly cloudy tonight, dropping to a low of 27, and partly sunny tomorrow. Beautiful 36. Right now, we are sitting at 36 degrees.
And coming up, we found the most lame Christmas movie list ever of all time, and we feel we need to throw a spotlight on it and share it with you guys. So that's coming up next.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9 The Fox.
Farley's hanging out with us, man. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Merry Christmas to you.
Back at you.
What's your favorite Christmas movie? 'Tis the season, you know.
By a million miles, Christmas Vacation.
Is it?
I've probably
really?
watched it already 20 times.
That was, you know, that's funny. When DVDs came out, that's the first one we bought.
Is it?
That's the very first DVD we bought was Christmas Vacation.
It's just
that's
so
one of Marge's favorites.
Good.
It's a perfect movie.
It's on TV all the time, and I have it saved as well on my DVR, but I don't care where it's at. I'll pick it up, watching halfway through, and just keep watching. I know all the lines. Just such a good movie.
I reference it year round.
Yeah.
And even out of context of Christmas, like he was a large, bulging, beastly man in a blue leisure suit.
Yeah. And there's other, Elf is great, and I'll watch A Christmas Story, a time or two once that's on for the 24 hours thing or whatever. But
too, though.
It really has.
And you know what's funny? There's a list of the 25 best Christmas movies, and it doesn't include A Christmas Story. Is that heresy?
Yeah, it is.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all part of the fabric of Christmas.
It should at least be in the top 10.
Yeah, I would think so. There's some weak-ass top 10 picks in here. Let's just do the top 3. The Apartment, Tangerine, and A Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't know who the hell's putting lists together
No
nowadays.
kidding.
This is terrible.
I've never even heard of 2 and 3.
No, neither have I. Gremlins is number 4. At least that's somewhat of a good Christmas Carol.
Jeez.
Yeah, Elf is number 9. It's a Wonderful Life, and the rest I've never even heard.
Home Alone make the top 10?
Didn't even get in the top 10.
Well, that's just stupid.
This is trash.
That, honest to God, is the worst list I think I've ever heard.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, not even in the top 25. Can you believe this?
Oh, that's a great one there.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.